Hey, what's up, guys? It's a little bit early today. I haven't even been awake for about an hour and a half yet. Um, got a little coffee in me, woke up with some fresh cold water, some stretches, little word searches, and I figured, this was on my mind, so I just would sit and talk about it for a little bit. The weather and the time have just been kind of odd here. Yesterday felt like it went on for 408 hours. It was insane. It got cold real fast and it changed from being real hot, like 90 something degrees the other week, to 70, and now it's pouring rain. I've been a little stuffed, a little sick, but this topic is something that I noticed on my journey when I was losing a lot of weight and trying to figure out what I want to do in my life. I guarantee like you guys have stumbled across this maybe once, twice in your life when you're making some sort of change. It could be anything, a career change, friend changes. Anytime you're making a change, right, there are going to be positives and negatives to it, some upsides, some downsides, those types of things. And for the most part, when people are deciding to make change, it's because they're not happy with a certain aspect of one point of their life. Like I mentioned, it could be anything. You're trying to make a financial change, a physical change, a spiritual change, mental change. For example, let's say you're a consistent alcoholic. You spend all your off time drinking, watching TV shows, movies, hanging out with your friends, doing anything other than what you know you want to be doing. So let's consider that a vice. If it's not bringing you closer to your potential, the vision that you have for yourself, you set out in your mind, if it's not bringing you closer to that, we'll consider that a vice. It's something that's halting you. And in my life, when I noticed this, it was with marijuana. I was smoking all day, every day, at work, off work, when I wake up, before I go to bed. And I noticed like this thing is taking over my life. So when I finally started to say to myself, man, I gotta stop. Like, something's gotta change, and this thing is bringing me down. I was spending countless amounts of money on it. I had no money to do anything. I would buy, $100 worth every check, maybe more. I'd run out, then I'd go blow another 100, and it was getting bad. It was getting bad. And what I noticed with that was I had a surrounding of people that were also helping me engage in this activity. But the hard part was they were my friends. I was considering them my close friends. Like I would go and talk to them every day. I worked with them. I'd go after work to smoke with them and play video games. What I noticed when I, was like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. That's what I told myself. But at first, it's going to start out when you're trying to get away from whatever it is that you know is halting you, it's going to become excuses. Now, I mean this in the sense of if you have a surrounding, and that's what the topic's on today. If you have a surrounding of people that are keeping you close to this vice, that are halting you from bringing you closer to that point in your life to where you want to be, that's what we're talking about. Now, if it's something you can quit and it's just you alone, that's perfect. Now you only have to fight with yourself, but when you got that surrounding of people, your people that you consider keeping you closer to this vice, this is where it gets difficult, because once you're trying to break it, you're going to have either someone who supports you, that person's like, hey man, I'm proud of you. I know it's not where you want to be. I'm glad for you, and I'm going to support you for this. They understand that this is not something that you thought would be in your life forever. They understand that this is not where you really want to be in life. So they're going to support you. That's a true friend. They're not going to, they're not going to sit there and ridicule you. They're just going to let you go and do your thing. They know it's going to result in you maybe spending a little less time together, but they're still your homie. They're still your friend. They still care for you. And then you're going to have the opposite side of that. You're going to have that person who's going to look at you like, what? Like, this is what we do. We drink on the weekends. We smoke, man. We go and we gamble. Or you have that lustful person you engage with every weekend. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is who we are. They won't see it from your point of view. They're going to be selfish. They're going to try to drag you back in no matter how hard you get away. But you have to just get away from them. Think of it from this analogy. This is the best way I thought of it. When you're young, you're trying to jump out of your shell. You're exploring new things, right? You are in a bird's nest. You got a mother bird, right? And then you got all your friends with you, the little birds. They're all in the vice. That is the mother bird. And your little friends, or your friends, are the little birds around you. So when you're trying to escape the nest, right? The little basket you're in, you go and try and jump, the vice will catch you. Either the vice will catch you or the friend will catch you and say, no, stay here. You have to not let them stop you. They're going to try everything they can. When you make up that excuse, it's going to start as excuses like, oh guys, I just don't feel like it tonight. I'll maybe come tomorrow. You go home and you work on yourself, and then they're going to say, okay, well, he was sick tonight or something was up. But then the next night comes and you make another excuse because you're still thinking of how to confront this, that you don't want to be there because you've been that person for so long. But in your mind, you know this is a destructive vice. So you're trying to escape. They don't see it from that point of view. They are okay with this destructive hobby. They don't care that you want to get away. They just want to keep people close and surrounding around them because deep down, they are also insecure. This is the darkest thing about vices. It is a false sense of identity. There are things, alcoholism, smoking cannabis all the time, partying, all that. That's a false sense of identity because people are too afraid to actually pursue what they like. So they will put themselves in a more comfortable position in life. They're scared to actually pursue what they like because of the idea of, what if I actually hit it? What if the things that I say and do to myself actually come to life? Am I going to be able to deal with it? You don't know. You can't think about those things. You just got to do it. When it gets there, that will arise. You'll be like, okay, well, I'm handling it. I can do it and I am doing it. But there are going to be those people who are just so scared of the thought of actually reaching that potential they have for themselves. So they cope with it by surrounding themselves with a destructive vice, maybe multiple, maybe one that they just keen on. And then they'll surround themselves with people to make themselves feel less lonely, less guilty, and less miserable with themselves. But there are going to be those people like you who know, like, man, this is just not me. I don't want to be this person anymore. I want to start doing what makes me happy. And this is not one of them. So those people will try to drag you back in every way possible. They're going to come to your work. They will blow up your phone. They will text you. They will make you feel bad. Like, man, they're going to hit you. Like, what do you mean? Hey, man, where are you? We're supposed to meet up tonight. Like, you're going to come drink, bro? What's up? We're all waiting for you. They're going to put pressure on you to come and do the stuff that you're not wanting to do. You have to jump out of the nest and you have to spread your wings and fly. You can't just look back and say, bye, guys. I'll be back later. No, you're gone, bro. You're going and you're exploring life. You're done with that portion of who you once were. I said this in one of my videos before. You have to let go of certain parts of yourself that you once were. You have to kill off that person in order to become something new. You can't leave a little sliver because that little sliver will lead to you just becoming that person again. You smoke a little bit. Oh man, this feels great. And then you smoke another one. You smoke and then you meet up back with that person. Boom, now you're a consistent chain smoker again. Boom, now you're drinking on the weekends again, seeing less time with your wife, getting angry, getting upset. You drink all weekend and boom, comes Monday, you're back at work. Man, you jump right back into it. You just got to let it go. You got to let go of that self that you once were, man. It truly is like one of the hardest parts about making change because you've made memories with these people. You've grown close to them and you've bonded. You've had laughing moments. You've had sad moments. And through your mind, though, you understand like this is still a false sense of identity. I am not this person. I don't want to be this person. So I have to move forward with my life. And it will be hard. There will be days where you're just like, why am I doing this? Why am I not just going back to what I once was? I was having fun. I was feeling good. I was comfortable. But change is uncomfortable because it's new. You're exploring new aspects of yourself that you didn't know were there. The amount of potential in people is extraordinary. They haven't even touched 1% of their potential in their mind. Some people are seriously like just unaware of how capable they are of performing great things in life because they're too afraid to try. This year, one of the biggest things I did was step into a cage fight, month notice. I worked my butt off. I trained really hard. I got in great shape. Now I lost, granted, but still, like I went into that cage confident. I went into that cage knowing like, hey, I could lose, but I put in the work. This is like, I stepped in the cage like, wow, I'm really doing this. Like, you know, just a year ago, I was miserable and sad. I was probably smoking marijuana on the couch. But it's steps, it's little steps that lead to that moment. Changes come in steps. It's not one big change. It'll be steps, and you have to do it. It's going to be hard. The first step is you're going to have to change your surrounding if they're bringing you down. And for the most part, you will probably be in this spot because that is how we cope with false identities. We find people who also are in that spot, who we don't care what they're in that spot for. We just know they're there. So we make ourselves feel comfortable and less guilty by surrounding ourselves with them. But there will be that day where you're just like, enough is enough. I have got to jump out of this nest and not look back. I have got to go discover who I truly am. And I'm telling you, when that day comes, just jump and don't look back. You won't regret it. It will be tough, but guess what? It will be worth it. And before I end this video, I truly just want to say thank you guys. If you watched till the end, thank you for all the consistent support my channel has gotten over the years. I know I've been a little bit inconsistent with my videos and the uploads, but when I make these videos, I try to pour my heart into them. I really do. I sit and I spew what's on my mind. I don't read a script. There's nothing in front of me right now. There's a like a little box of a camcorder and a light. That's it. And what was on my mind all day yesterday and all day this morning. I just try to sit and spew what was on my mind throughout those years of like knowledge seeking and changes in my life that I was making. I was keeping note. Like, this is how I want to help my friends deal with it in the future, even my kid or my wife. I just want to remember this so one day I can expel it back to those people and help. It will be worth it when you make that change, guys. Other than that, I don't really have much left to say. Have a great week. I know it's Monday, where if you're in the Southern Plains like I am, I know it's raining, it's cold, it's muddy. Stay safe, drive safe, and don't be stupid on the road. Put your phone down. You know, none of that goofy stuff that's completely avoidable. Take care of yourselves. Stay happy, healthy, and fit. And I'll see you guys in the next video.